Coming up tonight on Middle Tennessee News, a car bomb hoax frightens Murfreesboro, and we have a tragic breaking story.
A shooting occurs at a local restaurant and fire takes place near Percy Priest Lake. All those stories plus your local weather and sports. Middle Tennessee News starts right now.
Good evening, I'm Dylan Simmons.
And I'm Elise Sandlin. Welcome to Middle Tennessee News.
Breaking news reported from the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. John Drake Jr., the estranged son of the Metro Nashville police chief and the man wanted for the shooting of 2 Laverne police officers, has been found dead following a police chase Tuesday night. It was reported that Drake Jr. had stolen a car from a downtown home Tuesday night and led police on a chase through the neighborhood, where Drake eventually crashed the vehicle. Authorities followed Drake Jr. to a shed behind a home on the 1400 block of 15th Avenue South, and only moments later, a single gunshot wound was heard from inside the building. When officers moved in to investigate, they found Drake Jr. dead from what appeared to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Chief Drake released a statement this morning following the incident, stating how grateful he was to the law enforcement working on the case to bring his son to justice, but also how saddened he was by the outcome. An investigation is still currently underway regarding Drake Jr.'s death, and a full autopsy is to be reported.
Meta, the well-known parent company of Facebook and Instagram, is being sued by the state of Tennessee for knowingly harmful effects on minors. Tennessee Attorney General Jonathan Skrmetti stated that Meta has the potential to stop hurting consumers, but refuses to do so because of the profit the company makes. The lawsuit states Meta continues to engage in deceptive acts that are damaging to consumers and then repeatedly endeavors to cover up their tracks. Tennessee is one of 33 states filing a lawsuit against the company. Skrmetti has called people to rally against the company for the sake of American teens' mental health.
A makeshift dent protector caused confusion in Murfreesboro. Tuesday morning, there were several calls to 911 about a car having a bomb attached to the passenger side doors. The owner of the car attached a makeshift rubber bumper to his car doors with wire and duct tape to prevent dents. This car was in the parking lot of First Watch Restaurant on Medical Center Parkway. All businesses in the surrounding shopping plaza were evacuated for nearly 2 hours, along with schools in the Siegel area, which were placed on lockdown. A Murfreesboro Police Department supervisor reached out to the owner of the vehicle by phone. The owner of the car was with the other evacuees, unaware it was his car that prompted the bomb threat calls. After examination of the car by the Tennessee Highway Patrol Special Operations Unit, an all clear was released. Since there was no intent to do harm, there are not charges being brought against the owners.
Some mid-state families have been displaced following yet another fire in Antioch. Several families are left without a home after multiple fires damaged condos near the Priest Lake Park neighborhood. Officials stated that the fire started in 2 garages before spreading into 1 condo and alerting the second alarm. 5 condos in total were damaged. None of the residents were injured, but a firefighter was taken to the hospital for a back injury. The Red Cross will be helping the victims that were affected. The cause of the fire is still under investigation.
A gunman was subdued after a shooting in a Nashville Waffle House. Early Wednesday morning, an unnamed gunman opened fire inside the Waffle House on Stewart's Ferry Pike with an unknown motive. An anonymous uncle and nephew were sitting in the Waffle House when a verbal altercation began before the gunman opened fire within the restaurant. The gunman was temporarily subdued by the nephew, leading to a physical struggle ending in 2 shots being fired, one of the shots hitting the nephew in the shoulder. The nephew and uncle were able to subdue the gunman and disarm him until authorities arrived. The case is still currently under investigation. MTN reporter Bailey Branningham recently paid a visit to a few Rutherford County farms. Let's take a look.
Local farm, The Farm at Route 8 Shady Lane, hosts fall fun in October with a corn maze, vendors, and pumpkins. The farm also plans to soon open their facilities up as an event venue. Just 30 minutes up the road, Walton Pumpkin Farm welcomes guests from September to October, featuring activities like hay rides, farm animal feeding, and, of course, the pumpkin patch. Although guests come and go to these local businesses in September and October, many are curious how these fall-based businesses stay afloat in the off-season.
Really are just always the rest of the season or the rest of the year just actually doing those repairs and keeping the grounds up and making improvements, et cetera, et cetera. So it's pretty much an ongoing process all season, all year long.
So in May, we're getting our fields ready for planting. And then from then on, it's just upkeep of the fields. And then we're, getting ready for setting up for the season.
No matter the time of year, these local businesses work hard to prepare for the fall season each year. It is clear that no matter the year, fun fall activities never seem to go out of date. In Murfreesboro, Bailey Brantingham, Middle Tennessee News.
Thanks, Bailey. What a festive way to get into the fall spirit. Be sure to check out these local farms before the season ends. And now Alexandra Aguilar joins us with our first look at the weather. How are things looking right now, Alex?
Thanks, Dylan. For our highs today, Murfreesboro is sitting at a high of 80 degrees. Manchester has a high of 54 degrees. McMinnville and Woodbury have a high of 77 degrees. Mount Juliet is coming in at 2 degrees warmer at 79 degrees. Shelbyville's high is sitting at 78 degrees and Smithville's high is 76 degrees. I have more on tonight's weather after the break. Dylan, back to you.
Thank you, Alex. And still ahead on Middle Tennessee News, a special device is helping ease the life of a local, and the Bell Witch is taking center stage close to Halloween. That's coming up next on Middle Tennessee News.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Middle Tennessee News. It's Halloween, and MTSU student director Neil Burnett just released a ghostly documentary. The Bell Witch Project is out now, and MTN reporter Izzy Goody caught up with him about the piece.
It's spooky season, and there's nothing I love more than curling up on the couch with my dog, grabbing some hot chocolate, and watching a scary movie, or maybe even a scary documentary. I'm joined with the director of the Bell Witch Project, Mr. Neil Burnett. And tell me, what was it like making this documentary?
Oh, it was a great experience. I love documentaries, so this had been something that had been on my mind for a while.
And then I met the two videographers, Sage and Riley, over the summer. So when we started developing it in July, it was just a pretty good fit. In August, we set up the interviews and everything, and then in September, we filmed. And then it's been in post in October. And
it's out now.
Yeah.
It came out yesterday. I'm so excited to watch it. I cannot wait to watch it. Now tell me, you had a ton of different interviews while making this.
Yeah.
What were some of the interviews you had?
So we started off the documentary at the Nashville Library, looking at
cool.
the different written recordings of the case. And then we traveled to Austin Peay to speak to a chemistry professor for her theories on everything that happened. And then we went to Knoxville, Tennessee, which is where I'm from.
Oh, hometown, perfect.
And we spoke to a witch and spell shop owner.
A witch?
Yeah,
I'm kind of getting freaked out.
Yeah,
I'm a little scared. I'm a
it
little
was
creeped.
a great conversation with her. She was so nice.
Oh, that's so cool. And where can we watch it?
So it's going to be on YouTube,
Okay.
and then there's going to be a link tree in my bio that's got all the different
Oh,
places.
perfect. Okay, it's also going to be on our website, middletennesseenews.net, and you can follow him on Instagram at NeilDog. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, you're watching Middle Tennessee News.
Thank you, Izzy, for speaking with Neil about his new documentary. You can find the Bell Witch Project on our website.
MTSU has the honor of being named the top school of music business for the 9th year in a row. The MTSU College of Media and Entertainment's Department of Recording Industry has made a spot on the Billboard's international list of the top music business schools. The article said MTSU offers a place where students regularly gain hands-on experience. This helps students learn professional development through live event production, broadcast and cast streaming, and audio production for music, film, and gaming.
A family in Nashville experienced a loss of over $20,000 from their checking account due to a recently identified phone scam where individuals are being threatened with arrest if they fail to make payments. Last week, Louis Weaver and his spouse received a call from an individual posing as a deputy from the Davison County Sheriff's Department. The caller insisted that Weavers needed to provide money for bail. The caller compelled them to visit several banks and withdraw cash. Each time they believed they completed the process, the callers would request additional funds. However, the individuals abruptly terminated the call. Police stated that law enforcement will never request money. Two Middle Tennessee State University students share their experiences of how the Dexcom G7 has provided help in managing their class life.
Middle Tennessee State University students navigate college life while maintaining their type 1 diabetes.
I think that diabetes has influenced my college experience, both in positive and negative ways. A positive way is just being able to go out and identify if someone does have diabetes just by looking at a Dexcom or Omnipod, and being able to make new friends. And it has been challenging in ways as if like if my blood glucose is high and I'm in the middle of taking a test, that does have a chance of interfering on my thought processes.
My experience with diabetes has shaped my impression of health and wellness by just making sure like I take care of myself and having a bigger picture than just like, oh, I need to stay healthy. Like if I don't stay healthy, there's gonna be consequences, and I don't want that.
The Dexcom G7, with its latest technology, provides support for students and balance their health needs along with academics.
Some new features on the Dexcom G7 versus the G6 is that it's actually 60% smaller, the sensor is, than the G6. It also has a 30-minute warm-up time versus a 2-hour warm-up time. You can wear it up to 10 days, which is the same as the G6, but it has a 12-hour grace period, so once your Dexcom is supposed to expire, you can wear it for an additional 12 hours.
In Murfreesboro, Chloe Owenby with Middle Tennessee News.
Thanks, Chloe, for spreading awareness for our students who also deal with diabetes.
And now Alex is back with tonight's forecast. Alex, how cold can we expect it to get tonight?
Thanks, Dylan. Temperatures are heading down despite the warmer weather throughout the week. Murfreesboro's low is at 62 degrees, Manchester has a low of 43 degrees, McMinnville has a low of 56 degrees, Mount Juliet and Shelbyville's low is 60, and Woodbury's low is 59 degrees. After the break, I'll have your full 5-day forecast for Murfreesboro. Dylan, back to you.
Thanks, Alex. When we get back from break, Alex will be back with our full 5-day forecast, and I will be in the MTN Sports Den with a look into what the week holds for sports. That's coming up next on Middle Tennessee News.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back. Here is Alex for our 5-day forecast. Alex, as Halloween approaches, are we going to see some jacket weather in the upcoming week?
Thanks, Dylan. Today's temperatures in Murfreesboro ranged around a high of 80 and a low of 62 degrees and mostly sunny skies. Thursday's high will be at 81 with a low of 67 and partly cloudy skies. Friday will be partly cloudy with a high of 78 and a low of 65. Saturday's high is sitting at 82 with a low of 65 degrees and mostly cloudy skies. And last but not least, Sunday has a high of 80 and a low of 54 with partly cloudy skies and a 50% chance of rain. So be sure to pack an umbrella. That's all I have for you for your full 5-day weather forecast today. Dylan, back to you.
Thanks, Alex. When we come back, I will be over in the MTN Sports Den. There we will have details on Blue Raiders soccer's season send-off and the spooky history of Halloween sports. We will be right back.
Son, love is like the ocean. You have to tread the waters.
Dad, that's not the kind of help I needed. Jessica, will you go to prom with me?
Yes.
Thousands of teens in foster care can't wait to share their first with you.
If I could go back and change it all.
I wouldn't. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Once there was a boy who did the same thing again and again. One day, he was told he had autism. He got help and slowly learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Natural disasters are a fact of life in the U.S. And between activities and school, chances are you won't be with your kids when they happen. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids can help your children feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
My text-to-emoji ratio has gotten a little out of hand.
A little?
Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Here. Welcome back to the MTN Sports Den. This weekend, we will see a lot of intense sports action here in Murfreesboro. First up, Blue Raiders soccer is preparing for a senior day send-off. MTSU will be facing off against the FIU Panthers on Friday night in their regular season finale. They will rely heavily on the incredible Lauren Spanstra, who was just awarded CUSA Defensive Player of the Week for her incredible performance against Jacksonville State. The Blue Raiders have 3 seniors who are currently on the team and will be recognized on Friday. First touch is at 7 p.m. at Dean A. Hayes Track and Soccer Stadium, and the match will also be available on ESPN+. Blue Raider Volleyball will be looking to have a gold rush against UTEP. MTSU will be hosting UTEP on Friday and Saturday in a CUSA home series. The two teams are currently 2nd and 3rd in the conference standings, and seeding in the CUSA tournament will be a critical motivator for both teams. The Raiders will be playing for the first time since Tuesday, October 17th versus UNC Asheville, which is their longest break of the season. All of the weekend action starts Friday at 7 at Alumni Memorial Gymnasium. Both matches will also be available on ESPN+. Women's basketball is getting ready to rev up the Friars like Fred the Fish this Friday. The Blue Raiders will host UT Southern in the first basketball game action at Murphy Center since March. Middle is coming off a season where they blistered the competition on the way to a CUSA championship. This year, the team features preseason all-conference players such as Courtney Whitson, Savannah Wheeler, and Jalen Gregory. Tip-off is set for 6 p.m. this Friday night in the Glass House. To wrap up our sports stories today, the teams who will play in the World Series were decided last night, and for this year's Game 4, the two teams will be meeting up on Halloween. Sports played on Halloween night have always had a certain air of the supernatural around them. Today, I will give you a brief history lesson into the greatest games played on Halloween. Halloween is a day where the air feels different from all the spooky stuff around us. From children dressing up to houses being decorated with all sorts of monsters and pumpkins. While this all goes on, some sports still take place on this spooky night in October. So let's take a look at some of the sports action that has taken place on Halloween. Sometimes the MLB's World Series will have a game fall on October 31st. In 2001, the fairly new expansion team, the Arizona Diamondbacks, were battling the big, scary New York Yankees. The game followed the Halloween atmosphere with weird things occurring, but as the clock struck over to November 1st, the captain, Derek Jeter, would hit a walk-off home run and gave the moniker Mr. November. In the NFL, the Miami Dolphins versus Cincinnati Bengals matchup has produced barn-burner games over the years. In 2013, we saw one of the most unorthodox games of all time played on Halloween, as these two teams squared off on Thursday Night Football. However, the Dolphins were able to separate themselves in the third quarter with a coast-to-coast pick six in Miami Gardens from Brent Grimes. Cincinnati was not easily deterred, however, as they managed to tie the game at 17 in the fourth quarter, which led to a stalemate that would last into overtime. In overtime, the strangest ending in Halloween history took place as Cameron Wake blasted Andy Dalton for the first walk-off safety in the NFL in nearly a decade.
I know what's going to happen.
In hockey circles, Wayne Gretzky terrified many goalies in his historic scoring career. his numbers on Halloween are just as eye-popping and surreal. The Great One's greatness was on full display during a Halloween matchup against the Quebec Nordiques. Gretzky in 1981, at the age of 20, scored 4 goals and an assist in an 11-4 thrashing of the Nordiques. Spooky time may be scary for some, but the scariest people may just be the freakish athletes on the field. They have power that Jason Voorhees could only dream of, and they produce cinema that even Nightmare on Elm Street can aspire to. So if you are ever unsure of your Halloween plans, tune into a sports game. You never know what will be waiting for you. Is it over yet? Oh, good, it is over, okay. As you can see, playing a game on Halloween can certainly make for a scary good time. The costumes we wear on the holiday might be spooky, but the costumes the athletes wear show just how terrifying they can be. That's all the sports I have for you today. Elise, back to you.
Thanks, Dylan. Wrapping up our show tonight, it is said that art is the expression of ourselves, and throughout history there have been many significant works of art that capture the imagination. Whether it's the Mona Lisa, Last Supper, or the Starry Night, each piece of art has a story to tell, and today we celebrate that with International Artists' Day. International Artists' Day celebrates famous artist Pablo Picasso, who was born on October 25th, 1881.
It is meant to celebrate all kinds of artists, such as sculptors, painters, photographers, writers, and more. Here on the MTSU campus, you can find MTSU Arts, which focuses on art, dance, music, and theater. And as you can see, Elise, we have a lot of artistic integrity that can be found here at MTSU. A lot of very talented individuals.
Absolutely. So thank you for joining us on Middle Tennessee News. If you missed this or any show, you can watch them on our website, middletennesseenews.net. I'm Elise Sandlin, joined by Dylan Simmons and Alexandra Aguilar.
Make sure to follow us on all of our social media sites on Facebook /Middle Tennessee News or at Middle TN News on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. We'll see you on Monday, October 30th for our next show. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and we will see you next time.
Son, love is like the ocean. You have to tread the waters.
Dad, that's not the kind of help I needed. Jessica, will you go to prom with me?
Yes.
Thousands of teens in foster care can't wait to share their first with you.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Once there was a boy who did the same thing again and again. One day, he was told he had autism. He got help and slowly learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Natural disasters are a fact of life in the U.S. And between activities and school, chances are you won't be with your kids when they happen. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids can help your children feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
My text to emoji ratio has gotten a little out of hand.
A little?
Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.